Question for you though, because you mentioned like but who created that system, right? When we were talking about like men being drafted. I think that's an interesting conversation to have, but
sure you do.
But before I mean, it was like 5 minutes ago. I should have brought this up in the moment, but I actually would be interested in having that conversation. But first, you need to concede that men are oppressed in this dimension.
I never said that they weren't.
Yeah, but are they?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Can I also concede that and then engage?
Yes.
Okay. I like the bodily autonomy conversation you guys have sometimes, especially when it brings up like the draft and stuff. Because can you guys share your position? Do you think removing the bodily autonomy of a woman's right to an abortion and then the man's bodily autonomy in respect to a draft, that those are equal in like
severity?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worse for the men.
No, so then it's not equal in severity.
Yeah, I know. I just rethought it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's worse.
Can you explain why?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the general idea here, at least for me, the belief that I have is that that's a human life anyway. And so all I'm doing is interceding to prevent a murder. Whereas the draft, women can actually vote to send me off to war, and they don't actually have to fight in those wars. I consider that to be a worse and much more egregious thing. Yeah.
Have you fought in war before?
No. Would it matter?
No. You just like to talk about it.
Have you had an abortion before?
No.
Well, then what do you think? It's like, so what?
I wasn't talking about
But yeah, but that's the comparison we're
You
drawing.
just like to talk about war.
Yeah.
But
Men like to talk about war.
And
But
they've never
I
been
have
part of
another
it. Sounds like
question,
Trump.
but you
Women like to
value
talk about abortion, even if they've never had an abortion. Like, what's your point?
but you value a human life more than an animal life.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's all about also values.
I don't think you're the one to speak for animal rights because you were talking about letting humans fuck.
Well, I'm a vegan,
so
I'm a vegan, so I could
animal abuse.
I could talk about vegan rights.
you can talk about vegan rights, but you already
Actually,
said
I
that
would
you
love
would
to talk
co-sign
about
a
vegan
man
rights.
dog because the dog
favorite
said he wanted
topics.
it, and that's a whole different topic.
$69 TTS next 5 minutes. We're waiting on
The reason that we should be able to eat animals is because they can't do anything about it.
What the fuck?
And they taste really good.
Okay, so we should be
Yeah,
able
but
to
I
abort
can do
fetuses
something about
because they
that.
can't do
I can
anything
do something
about it.
about that.
No.
So there we go.
I mean,
He's trolling you guys.
Literally, what do you mean we can't? The Supreme Court ruled it. I have the force of the nation
the
at my
Supreme
back.
Court
I have
ruled
the
that it
force
was
of the nation at my
It was
back.
a constitutional right for 50 years.
And now
And
it's
now it's
not.
not.
And
Yeah.
now it's not. So
Yeah.
that's called force doctrine. So the thing is, it's like
trolling you, just-
animals can't do shit about it. That's right, because of force doctrine. You broads
fetus
can't kill your
itself?
kids because of force doctrine.
A fetus itself cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, but
Wait.
the men can do something about it. And we are.
You had a question. Go ahead.
We outlawed it. What are we going to do
Hold
about
on,
it? Like, here's
we got
a legitimate question.
We got to let her talk. We got
Domino's
Andrew, we
Okay,
gotta
all
let her
right,
talk.
all right.
We got, you know,
Okay, it
she
goes
asked.
back to
Go
the
ahead.
draft thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then do you guys have like a position on, do you think it should be like that the government should impose the draft?
I think everyone would say that.
Well, yeah, they're going to have.
Really?
They're going to have to at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
never
So
met- I've never
you
met
think
anyone
that there shouldn't be a
pro-draft.
draft?
No, he just said he does
Wait,
think,
what's your question?
like, do you think
Yeah,
the
there has
government
to be a
should
draft.
impose a draft?
Yes, there has to be a draft.
Wait.
Has to be.
You mean should a draft exist?
Yeah.
Should a government
the
be able to
potential for you to be
impose-
drafted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should.
And do you think that both men and
disagree.
women should be a part of the draft?
Wait, you disagree?
I do.
Oh, okay. So
I do too.
Oh, well, let me.
I don't
give-
want anyone fighting for my country that doesn't want to willingly do it.
Yeah, but
I like
here,
that
no. Let me give you an example.
Then there won't be a country.
Let me give you an
There's
example.
many,
Hold
there's
on.
many men
good- that's
who
Shut
are
up,
willing to be on the
kindly.
front line.
Would you guys kindly shut up and
Many
let me
men.
ask the question? Okay. So, you think there should be a draft? You think there? Or, excuse me. Sorry, misspoke. Alcohol, whatever. You think there should not be a draft? You think there should not be a draft, right? Okay. Let's say in this scenario where there's a belligerent another nation, a belligerent other nation, say China, for example. And we know that they're going to invade us.
Love this argument. Ryan.
That's the banquets.
Wait.
We're good.
All right. All right.
Party foul.
Okay.
Hey, he spilled the champagne.
It's just that area.
Damien, can you write out a message for the $69 TTS thing, just so you know what it looks like?
Maybe it's the speech.
Okay, so China's going to invade, right? And let's assume in this scenario that China has a more powerful military than the United States, and we have a volunteer force. This is hypothetical, right? So I'm in this scenario. I'm saying that China has a superior military, right? And let's remove nuclear weapons from this conversation, just because that'll just be a nuclear apocalypse. And so in the scenario where China has a stronger military, and you have a volunteer force, and it doesn't even have to be China, but let's say we know the intentions of what China's doing. They're going to come in, and here's what they're going to do. They are going to put to it wouldn't be the sword because there's guns. They're going to kill every single man in the country. They're going to take all the women as war brides, and they're going to essay the women. We can stop this belligerent other nation. Here's the thing. We have to force people to go and fight and to prevent this. Do you think, as a woman, knowing that this other country, if we don't go and force, it could even be both men and women, but it would be men. If we don't force the men to go and fight, they're going to be killed anyways, and then all the women are going to be killed, or not killed, they're going to be essayed too. Would you then vote for the draft?
No.
So just to be clear,
Okay.
versus putting and in this hypothetical, there's a high certainty of probability that if we do draft the men to go to war, we would be able to repel this belligerent nation that wants to murder every single person in it and essay all the women. You would still vote against it.
Yeah, I know it entails.
It would entail you being essayed.
I know what that means.
Okay.
So
I agree.
yeah,
You
because
agree.
she made a great point that she was like, I don't want anyone fighting for the country that doesn't believe in the country. Andrew then brought up, then you might not have a country. I understand both of those things that are being entailed, and I do think that that countries should exist because people want them to exist.
But
I think that we have plenty of people who are already willing
I agree.
to fight
So,
the front lines. And if they're not, they're liars, because all these Trumpers, MAGA flaggers, whatever, look like they're ready to go on up in front for us. Because I'm not even a Trumper, but if it was we were going to war, I would sign up myself. I don't think the majority of women would do the same thing, but that's exactly why I agree. Because unless you willingly want to fight for our country, I don't want you fighting
I
for
totally
me.
agree. I do not
Sit your
think
ass
you
at home and
need
be a
a
little pussy
draft
then.
in
That's
this
fine.
situation, and especially if we're gonna talk about the United States.
I think
I
we
do not
should,
think it would
but-
ever get to the point where you would need a draft. I think people would. I think
You're
people
so
would
oblivious.
voluntarily. I mean, that's fine that you think that, but
in this hypothetical,
These Trumpers,
They
they're ready.
wouldn't.
They have their whole
They
fucking
wouldn't.
But hold on.
In this hypothetical,
Stop. In this hypothetical, sure, there would be plenty of men knowing that this would be the outcome would go and volunteer. But even the volunteer force isn't enough. You would still have, in order to expel this threat or defeat the threat, you would still have to go ahead and draft men. If you don't, it's the end of the country. They're going to invade. They're going to kill all the men. They're going to, do what they do to the children and to you.
I think it's horrible. I do.
Can I?
I mean,
think it's horrible.
that's basically P word versus I word
Can
at
I
that
say
point.
something?
That's
because
exactly
then it
what
does
we've been talking
come down
about.
to what do people
I guess,
believe
look,
in,
at
and
least-
maybe.
So look, at least you're consistent in your belief of hey, not being for the draft. But given the reality that men do have to register for the selective service, governments and nations are not going to relinquish their right to force its citizenry into a military conflict if they deem it necessary to ensure the continuity of the nation or the state or the government.
I don't disagree with that. I
Right,
just think it's wrong.
But can I add
But
something?
war is wrong.
Yeah.
War bad.
Yes.
But war is a reality.
Exactly.
So it's not something that's going to go away. They're not going to give up. They're not going to give up the power to forcibly raise a military. They just won't. So it's just kind of
I
like
understand what you're saying. I'm just.
I want to.
But my position is that that's
here's-
bad.
But so,
Yeah.
like all platitudes of like, well, we should just end the draft and selective service. It's just a waste of time and energy that should be devoted to.
I would also argue that even if the selective service was removed, that if wartime came around, the government would just reinstitute it. And
No.
it would be towards men again.
Can I
I
add something,
agree.
please? I want to add something to this. What you're saying, I actually just saw the proof in the last few months that it's completely wrong. Because, like in my country, a lot of women talk like you. I don't want to go to war. Oh my God, I'm against war. I'm against this.
That's
not what I said.
But no, but you said I'm against like war and fighting, right? That's what you
Of
said.
course, and I think
That's
okay.
what I'm saying. So let me just say something. I know plenty of women and men that said what you said, and when shit went down, okay, they are the first one. They are the first one. They were like, sorry to say that, but they are the first one that've been prosecuted. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, so to that, I would also say some of those people would be the first ones to actually be like, actually, I'll fight. So like,
But you sometimes you can't fight because it's too late. And just I want to add something in general to all of you here. The level of oblivious the people and specifically women have in this country that it cannot be a war in America. Just a second, let me finish.
no one's saying that.
It's no, you said before. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna
no, I
happen.
did not say
You
that.
got
No,
And I
not
don't
you,
believe
but
it.
basically, it's not gonna happen.
Gotta make up for that.
But this is completely crazy because it could instantly be.
I agree with that.
Be a war, and if you not one and each of you be stepping up and be ready that something like that could happen regardless.
I would.
Wait, regardless.
You
You can't
wait, let me
tell me
finish.
I wouldn't.
I'm not saying to you. I'm saying regardless to
You said
our
each and
feelings.
every one.
No,
You
I'm
made it very
talking
clear.
in general. Okay, sorry,
Thank
but
you.
I meant to the majority of the people here. Sorry, I'm saying if people not prepared, a man doesn't. I give you an example. A man doesn't have to go and be crazy and unaliving people, right? But a man need to know how to do it and be prepared just in case something happen. With that being said, everybody should be prepared because everything is diverse that could change in an instant of a minute.
Okay, I like what you said because I also think, like it's been brought up before, that then it would always be the men, but then the women might have this other obligation to birth children against their, like their will, if it came down to it, needing to
Repopulate?
That happened in
wait.
Soviet Russia.
And
It's happening right now in my
wasn't
country.
against their will
by the way.
exactly,
Okay,
but they
but
outlawed
Yeah,
the
it
my
is.
point is,
In my
real.
country, it's happening right now. They telling the women in the news everywhere. They said you have to have a lot of babies.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women being like unalived. So
Well, it's not just that. It's because it's surrounded by enemies. But
Exactly.
the thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like what you have is a classic libertarian position on this, the idea of voluntarism. And it's like, well, that's great until duty conflicts with community. And then community is going to say, well, we're going to have to double down on duty here.
okay.
So, I mean, I don't see a way around it. Ultimately, everybody likes being guarded while they sleep. And it's like if the police weren't paid, we would have a night watch. It'd be volunteer. You know what I mean? And if they weren't volunteer, then we would elect that people who didn't want to do it still had to do it.
I was just saying, I
Because
think that we have
there's-
enough volunteers here.
I think also it gets to the point of like, who is your community?
Here.
You know what I mean? So like,
Unless they're
it
bullshitting.
Well, it's
comes
going
to
to start
the
with
point
a
of like,
nation.
huh?
It's going to start with a nation.
Exactly, but sometimes I think it starts with a nation, but does your nation deserve it if you don't believe? Like, if you don't have enough volunteers, why should that nation be protected?
Yeah, so the idea here is like, what if you had so many self-centered people that they would refuse to step in order to take care of the nation? The idea here is the duty avoids this concept altogether. It's
Yeah.
saying the idea that you can be selfish enough where if it came to an invasion, it's not that you can't be drafted and be sent to an unjust bullshit war, because you can, and most of the time you are. It's in the time where, what if there's an invasion? You know what I mean? We need men. We need them now, right? Here's a gun. You're going to follow orders or else, right? At what point, even if this happened in your own household, let's say you had like 2 adult sons who lived with you, wouldn't you draft their ass? Wouldn't you be like, get your ass out of bed and grab that gun and come? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, but mom, I don't want to. I don't give a shit what you want.
Yeah. But I
mean,
like what you had to say about like, it
my
comes down
point.
to duty,
Duty. Yeah.
and it comes down to like people being
But your final thought on this,
Yeah.
and then we're moving off.
okay, because I do agree with the duty, and then It was about.
It's hard after that.
No. You said something else. It was the duty, and then it.
If we were invaded tomorrow and they made the men go in the front line.
Oh, and then self-centeredness.
Yeah.
And then I would say, if your country doesn't feel a sense of duty to overcome its self-centeredness, maybe that country should not exist.
Yeah, but what does that do for all of the families, right? So, like, let's say 60% don't and 40% do. Like, I'm not going to let you carry off my wife and children because you're like, well, I'm not gonna, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like, no, fuck that. There has to be some consistency here when it comes to duty. Like, you can't invade and take off with men's families, their whole family, their whole you kill their whole bloodline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There has to be some sense of duty which is instilled there. And by the way, we're not there. And no country really ever gets there. Maybe when they get to like Banana Republic, which we're getting close to, but we're not quite there. You do have to have some sense of duty, some sort of civic duty for what men are prepared to do, and that's going to cancel out autonomy. It's just that that's expected. For women, it's not expected that there's any higher duty.
Before we let you,
I want to just wrap it up with something. The problem specifically in America regarding this subject that most of the women specifically are like living in their comfort zone, and they don't see anything like that. Everybody, if you invade somebody's space or comfort zone, immediately I don't feel comfortable, and it's not supposed to be like that. And I want to give example why. 6 years ago, I was in Miami, Florida, in Aventura Mall, and a guy start. Can I say the word?
Yeah, we know what you mean.
Yeah, and I was there, and I turn around, I heard like a weird noise, and I recognized that noise because I've been in a situation like that before. And we're like, mass of people like coming towards me. I have all the shopping bags in my bag. Americans were screaming, "Oh my God!" Like that. All the people there. What I did, I dropped everything except my bag. I put it like that. I run away from the exit and hide in the bushes for at least 4 hours. And I hear
You were a hero.
No, it's not about being a hero. It's just how I act. I'm always prepared, and people here are not prepared. That's the only difference. I'm not saying I'm better than
I'm
everybody.
pretty confident that other people also could have dropped all their stuff and hid in the bushes.
No, they didn't. That's I told to all my friends. It's not true. Everybody was screaming, looking at each other. They were not like that.
I don't know.
what does this have to do with it?
I know everything I'm saying. You contradict me. I tell you from experience that I saw the difference between American people and the Middle East people. Completely different. American people were really afraid.
What does that have to do with the draft?
No, but we're talking about something else.
No, we weren't.
Okay. So.
Anyways,
no matter what I say, you guys have something
we
negative.
don't have to get on.
Look, I mean,
I don't like bullying.
Bullying?
What I meant that everybody here living in a comfortable. Everybody here are comfortable. Yes, they are bullied, but I don't care. I can
cry
take it
bully.
Too. I can see, obviously, disturb them when I speak.
I don't cry unless.
No, it's not disturbing when you speak. But
whatever I say, you didn't listen from the beginning. My point.
Hold on. We were talking about
my point of view was that people in this country are super comfortable and they're not prepared for any scenario besides their nails being broken or something that is uncomfortable for them. That's the whole point in this country.
That point doesn't pertain to the conversation at hand.
Okay.
Even that doesn't pertain to it.
Okay.
And I'll repeat exactly what you said.
She's giving an anecdote about running away from
in case you were wondering that I wasn't listening, I was listening 100%. You were in Miami, Florida. Somebody started banging around. You had the level head to drop all of your gear, run off, and hide in the bushes while everybody else was screaming like a bunch of lunatics. Hang on.
My point was that you guys react differently.
Did I get the story wrong?
But it's not about the story. I had a point when I said that story. I didn't say that story to get glory from you guys. I don't need that.
Yeah, but what was the point?
My point was that in this country, people are not prepared for nothing. They don't think that's why she doesn't feel duty, or they don't think that people should have. People force them to force to go to the army or whatever, because nobody here cares. People care only about themselves.
Not what I said.
You have 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 2 out of 6 women saying here that we would go do that. So I don't know. I'm assuming they wouldn't because a lot of women went. But I can genuinely say that I would.
Would you have babies on behalf of your country?
I've been to a shooting range, so I have no problem picking up a guy.
If we had a war on our own soil and we were underpopulated.
They were like, Kiko, we need your womb.
If we had a mass war and we were underpopulated, I would understand that. If we had a duty of our country to keep
Our
our
birth rate right now
move it.
is below replacement. Kiko, your country
I think
needs
we
you.
both don't think that. I think
No, it is. It's
people need to-
1.6. It's 1.6. It's way below replacement right this second.
I'm saying
Kiko, your womb is needed by your nation. When can we expect the first Kiko kid?
once we can figure out why all these people are sleeping on the streets, then we'll get it together.
okay.
We have enough
right.
people right now
All
that we
right.
need to deal with.
Here, going to you, then I need to let the chats come in. How do women not have equal rights?
Oh, me?
You were
I
going.
just think there's just an age gap or a wage gap still.
Okay, the wage gap. Is there anything else when it comes to equal
That's
rights?
what I was thinking of when I circled.
But I mean, when it comes to rights, corporations aren't really the ones giving you rights. Corporations are the ones that would be paying you. Like employers don't grant you rights, really.
I mean, I think that, like, I'm just speaking about the wages. There's women that make less than a man doing the same job. So that's what I was.
But I'm not sure
referring
if that's
to.
evidence of, like, because there's already a law that it's illegal to pay a woman less than a man for the same work. So
Well, I guess then they're not upholding it. So therefore, even though there's
Okay.
a law, the rights.
we'll come
aren't
to that in a bit.
there.
Then I have to let these chats come through.
How
Kiko, do
can you call another man daddy that is not your father and not feel gay as hell?
Here's why.
Like, that is the
Kiko,
gayest shit
hang on.
I've
Kiko,
ever seen.
I can explain it.
You think sleeping with a woman with a
Listen,
vagina
hang
that was
on.
a
I will
man is
explain
gay,
this.
but that's gay.
Kiko, I will explain
I'm
it.
sorry.
It's because of that reaction that they do it.
I don't care about the reaction.
I know,
Just
but they do.
don't-
That's why they say
But
Daddy
don't
Trump.
get your panties in a twist when I say that a trans woman with a vagina is not gay for sleeping with a white man or a man, but you can call another man fucking daddy and that's normal?
Yeah,
I don't even call niggas daddy. Sorry, I don't even call men daddy. Like, why would I?
But the point is that they're feeding into the delusion both ways.
I don't even, no matter how mad you make me, I would never call another man daddy just on the sake of pissing somebody off. Like, that's gay. I'm
Harambe
sorry.
donated $69.
You should question who you sleep with.
Chair 1, I can fix you. Andrew W's as usual. Brixham, you good bro?
You know how it is. All right, thank you.
I broke his
Harambe.
mic clip. He's pretty pissed.
Yep, very rude. Very rude.
Y'all calling niggas.
I barely touched it.
Just
It fell
Gerald.
apart.
Oh boy, thank you, Harambe. Lower the volume just a tad.
Vector donated $70.68. Why do open relationships exist? Can you not get enough from your man? Instead of somehow loving your partner by letting them screw someone that isn't you. What about hugging cuddle senpai in chair 4?
Quick response to this.
Us being in an open relationship doesn't take away from our relationship at all. I get plenty enough from him. I'm just also bisexual, and he doesn't think it's right to like box me. Also, we just enjoy sexuality, and we
Be
enjoy
careful with
sleeping with
that.
other people.
Please be very careful with those statements.
Why?
Wait, what?
Because you just said I'm in an open relationship because I'm also bisexual and he doesn't want to box me into this category. But that's the exact thing that so many bisexual people struggle with is the fact that people think that the fact that we're bisexual, we can't be with just one man or one woman.
Oh, yeah, no.
So
I'm not.
just don't make that your forefront because that's the first thing. The first they asked you, why are you in an open relationship? And your first response was, I'm bisexual.
That's her preference. It doesn't matter how she wants.
Yeah, it's a preference.
No, but if you're saying I'm bisexual and my boyfriend thinks I don't deserve to be put in a box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Respect.
But that's not
Mad
because
respectful.
it's not because she's bisexual. It's because she wants to do what she wants to do.
Well,
I'm bisexual.
That's
and
not
that
what she
means-
said. That's what you got from that?
No, I repeated her exact sentence actually.
Yeah, but that's what you got from that sentence?
It's not what I meant.
That's not what she meant at all.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
That's
saying
not.
it's
You
your
obviously
voice
don't know what
is
she
very-
means because you wouldn't have.
I don't know why
assume that.
we're under understanding over here, so I don't know why you're yapping. I'm saying
I
you have to be
appreciate it,
careful
though.
about your word choice because people will take what she said and misconstrue it into something
Yeah.
completely different. So I'm just saying details matter.
We
Thank
both
you.
agreed.
honestly,
we both agreed right out of the bat because we both came from bad relationships and we were both still healing and we came from being friends with benefits and we didn't want to stop seeing other people. But we both cared about each other a lot and we formed that emotional connection and we wanted to like explore that more. So we decided to be in an open relationship and we're still in an open relationship. It's not deeper than that.
Yeah, I respect your man for literally having that openness, I guess, and being open-minded. That's mad respectful because not a lot of men can do that.
Yeah.
A straight man, right? Am I right? Is
Yeah.
that straight? Exactly. Yeah.
I don't think it's about being respectful. It's just like that she found someone who understands her.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think a man
Open-minded.
but I don't think a man is considered disrespectful for wanting a partner to not be with other partners
No,
because
I'm
of their
saying
sexuality.
that it's I find it really respectful that he is open-minded. You know,
Because you said because a lot of men can't
He's
do that, but
probably
like
a
when you
simp.
say it
He's
like
not
that, it
an
makes it
alpha.
seem like
A straight man. I said
other
straight
men who
man.
don't do that are wrong.
Straight
But there's
men will-
nothing wrong
most
for a straight
men
man
or
wanting
straight
a woman
women.
to be completely to themselves. There's nothing wrong with that.
Alpha male
Personally,
would
I would never
never
be able to
agree
do
to
it. But that's
Yeah.
why I say that like it's really hard to have that relationship and keep it up for 2 years. Like it's
So
mad
you're
respectful.
allowed to sleep with other men?
Yeah.
So-
A real man would never agree to that. Like an alpha real man would never agree to that.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I think that's a
Right.
friendship or a roommate situation and not a relationship. If I'm being honest, but if it works for you,
If
I
he does-
respect
if
it.
he let you sleep
If it
with
works
other
for you, I
people, he
respect it,
doesn't-
but I wouldn't.
Or he doesn't really care about you, or he's got like gay mentality.
Well, she does. She's doing the same thing though. She's
Yeah.
like,
My belief in how we care about each other is not open for debate. He cares about me like he puts my happiness like way more than my ex-husband did, and he came
You
from
compare it to your ex-husband, but compare it to a normal relationship.
just because
I've
it doesn't work
been-
for us
I've
doesn't mean it
been-
work for
I've
them.
been
though.
in normal. I've been in normal
it does work.
relationships. Doesn't do it for me. I honestly believe monogamy, how it's been nowadays, is kind of toxic. I've been in monogamous relationships, and people acting like the other person is property.
It's good.
It is property.
it's like-
It is
no.
property.
But
when
if
you with your man, wait, I want to say.
LGBTQ
I wanna-
relationships
I wanna
are
say
toxic,
something,
You
you-
wouldn't like that, right?
Hold
so
on,
it's all about
Kiko,
working.
let
Kiko,
Sheena-
you're always going
Kiko,
over
let
me. Let me
Sheena.
finish. I want to say something. When a man really care about you, okay, the definition of him caring about you is that you are a woman, but even by the Bible, she's the possession of the man.
See,
okay,
That's not what the Bible says,
Wait,
actually.
in my
See-
Bible, I'm Jewish. I'm not Christian.
okay, yeah.
Even the word. Wait a second. Even the word wife. A husband. Sorry, a wife, yeah, ba'alech, yeah. Even the word when a husband call a wife ba'alech, it means he's the one that own you. Like if you marry with someone, your man owns
and
you.
okay, that's great for you and your beliefs. I'm not religious.
Because now you're young and you don't understand. I'm not religious so much either. But yeah, wait, let me
So
finish.
you're not religious, but you're speaking about your Bible.
But wait, let me finish. I want to explain something. Maybe I'm religious. For Americans, I'm religious. Okay, for Americans, I'm religious. For Jewish, I'm not religious because I'm not dressed like
Can
religious.
you elaborate on that?
I'll explain.
For
I'll
America,
explain.
No religion.
I'll
though.
explain.
That's
I'll
also
explain because
why.
we practice religion by our clothes. Like if you're really religious, I would go only with skirt. I won't be sexy. I cover my hair with either a wig or a scarf. You know, so it's a little bit
Okay.
different. So I'm not considered really religious, right? With you, it's like in America, it's like either you practice or you're not practice. But for me, I'm not looking religious, but yes, I think religious because if I'm dating a man, for me, it's super attractive if he would tell me like, don't wear this, do this, cook for me.
See,
like I
and
want you to do that.
that is red
but
flag
it's not red
for
flag.
me.
And wait,
For me.
For you,
I
okay,
don't think she's your
let me
type.
finish.
Sorry.
Let me just finish.
Huh?
I don't think
I
she's your
agree.
type.
Wait, let me
No,
just
not by a long shot.
let me just finish 1 second.
flag, though.
When I talked about the age, I'll explain why the ages is different. Because now you're young, so you have a lot of opportunities. You have things coming your way. When you age a little bit, right, and you want to settle, and your energy level not gonna be here, it's gonna be here. When your sexual level, it's gonna be here and not here. Because now you're working from a paradigm of like you're more horny. Sorry for that word, but you're more horny. You know. So why are you doing it?
Sorry.
Oh my God! Today you're really being nasty to me, all of you.
Whoa, that's a compliment.
Oh my God.
MILF mean? Do you know what MILF means?
No, I didn't know that it says MILF. I just saw that they disturbed me.
He was complimenting you.
Sorry,
It was
okay.
a compliment.
But
He actually
basically,
was.
okay, thank you. I'm sorry. I apologize. Basically, what I'm trying to say. Okay, no, I don't want to lose my thread of thought. Basically, what I'm trying to say, when a woman get older, okay, and she wants her man to protect her and love her because you're not going to have the energy to go and sleep around or to start new relationship or have this energy of excitement. The excitement come from different things, not necessarily from the sexuality and the
I'm
fresh people.
very aware of that. Like I said, I was married. And
Yeah, but you're young married. You're not. When you marry, I got
It's still
married when I was 18.
experience.
Listen, when
It's
I got married when I was 18. Okay,
Good
you know
for you.
how long it was. I'm completely different person when I was married virgin. When I was 18, I saw things differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today, I'm consider myself a little bit more open-minded. But your mind gonna change drastically. And if you're with a man that he's not protecting you, if he
is.
love you, he would protect you. He would never let you explode explore yourself. Like you said, the story before that a guy asked you to smoke. What if he had drugs there? What if he want to do something to you?
Exactly.
Your
And
man
my
put you
boyfriend has
out
never
there,
done that,
but your
but okay.
boyfriend put you out there. The man's supposed to protect his woman no matter what.
How
his
is he
possession.
putting me out anywhere?
He's putting you out because
the streets.
just the fact.
Because
Just
to
the
her,
fact.
to her,
Wait, just
a real
wait. Let me
man
explain
would
what to
never
me.
let their
A
woman
man-
do those things. So the fact that he is okay with you being out
Hey,
there with other
Kika,
men.
Let me-
Don't
you come
dare.
over me just a
Don't
second.
you dare interrupt Sheena.
Wait, I
How
want to
dare
finish.
you.
I want to ask
Communication
Andrew a
barrier.
question because he's married
Let
man.
her ask Andrew a question.
He's a married man, right? If your woman would decide to go out by herself and do things, don't you feel that it's degrading you as a man?
I think we know his answer.
Well, it's actually worse. But
Worse.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think we know exactly what.
You see the
Andrew's
attitude
gonna
of the
answer
man,
that.
and then when you see the attitude of the woman, that's how you can dictate what
So-
kind of man she have.
So how
by
do you,
seeing
how do
you,
you
I
feel
know what
about
kind
a
of man you have.
So okay. So if I wasn't seeing anybody else,
Okay.
if I was fully committed to my
Okay.
boyfriend,
Okay.
right, and he
Yeah.
was not okay with me exploring other people,
Okay.
what about him still being in the open relationship?
I'll explain.
Even-
I'll
even-
explain.
So you think that's okay?
Also
No,
bad.
I'll explain. First of all, I believe in monogamy. I don't believe that men and women should do it. But I do come from the Middle East, and I see a lot of the Muslims that they have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 wives,
Muslims.
and they are like living together
No, never.
and living and successful
Not
in
even
their
once.
relationship. Plus, physically, a man is a giver, a woman is a receiver. When a man,
true.
listen, when a man, listen to this because it's important to me that you try to understand it. Man is a giver and a woman is a receiver. When a man starts to be a receiver and try to get more women and more women, he doesn't understand it, but the paradigm of his thinking become a receiver and he act like a woman. Because if he had a mentality and paradigm of a man, he would never ever accept even himself sleeping with multiple women. Even when Muslims do it with multiple women, they marry them, they have structure, they do it in a specific way. They don't go and sleep around outside of the marriage with 4 or 3 women. It's completely different. But when a man sleep with a lot of women, physically it's completely different when a woman sleep with a lot of men.
Okay,
It's
so
true.
so
She's
if
right.
if me and my boyfriend, if we got married, right?
Yeah.
And then if he took on more wives and it was within that structure,
Completely different.
it would be completely different.
And I'll tell you why.
And then
Your
he-
eggs, listen, your eggs are limited until a certain age. His sperm is not limited. It's endless until the rest of his life.
That's not true.
He can have, of course it's true.
It's not
Men
true.
can have kids. Men can have kids until he's 70 or 80.
Yeah. Doesn't mean
But their sperm does. The
Why
amount
don't
of
you
good
leave-
sperm they have
leave the
does
sperm out of
dissipate
this
the
conversation.
older
Yeah,
they
but
get.
men can still get a woman pregnant in his
They
70s.
can, but it's going to be a
Woman
fucked up
cannot
kid.
get.
I mean, is that what
Doesn't
you want?
matter.
Look at that. A
I'm talking
TTS.
biology right now. I'm talking
no,
biology.
look at that.
Donated $69. Chair 2, wait, you disagreed at the raw deal, but you agreed they should have been rid of you? You believe you're worthless? Please reevaluate your worth. I'm not without sympathy, however I lack pity.
Okay, can I
might
respond?
steal
There's
that.
2 more coming in, so you have like 5 seconds.
Okay, well, never mind.
It's
Too much
about me
pressure.
or it's about her?
Too much pressure. Oh my god.
Cass donated $69. Chair 1, I
Second
can
time.
fix you. Andrew W's all night as always. Brian, do you feel better after the pizza?
You're not yourself without a Snickers.
I'm a real woman. I feed the table.
You gave me a
feed my
the
tribe.
tiniest piece of
I
pizza,
asked
Kiko.
you.
There's more. There's more. if you
Scum
want.
pizza.
I asked
Scum.
you.
It was good.
What kind of woman brings you a fucking? It was a pizza bite, Kiko.
Wait. World War One, I was doing my
donated
best.
$69. White BBW with watermelon hair. We know
Sorry.
what she's after.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh at
What
that.
am I
but
after?
That was
I
kind of funny.
think I know.
What?
Kika, what's she after?
What am
I was laughing at the BBW with watermelon hair.
What is BBW?
Big, beautiful woman
Oh.
with watermelon hair.
So me.
She is beautiful.
Thank
So I giggled because that was a very accurate description. I'm sorry.
Anybody at the table know what this TTS
you. No, what
is?
am I after?
That I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't answer.
I don't
Do
think you even know
how
what
about
you're
this?
after.
I don't think you have an agenda.
have a type of man you like?
A cuck?
No,
A
that's
type?
not what he was trying to hint at.
Can I say I've met her boyfriend?
Did you?
Oh, really?
I served. Don't say my job name, please.
I won't.
But I served her yesterday. Actually, no idea this was happening. So I
Wow.
actually met her and her partner
Oh my god.
together.
Did he look
yesterday.
like a cuck?
No,
Andrew.
Nope.
Well, he's a cuck.
That is so.
He looked
He's
like a
not,
regular,
but okay.
either a regular white guy
man
or a
who
white
lets-
Latino
wait,
with like a
wait,
little bit
hang on.
longer hair.
A man
He's
who
very
lets
nice,
his woman
very
fuck other
respectful.
men's a cuck.
Exactly.
Definitionally.
It doesn't matter how
But you asked me what
Yeah.
he appeared
No,
as.
right.
he
It
doesn't like
matter how
watching.
he looks. He's
But that's
No,
what
they
he
don't
asked.
have
what
to
a
watch.
And I was
cuck
No,
is.
that's
saying
one
it's not
category
like
of cuck.
don't envision. I just want you to say like don't envision her boyfriend
Cuck-
as some like
well, hang on. I'll explain.
purple hair.
Hang on.
Like
Calm
whatever.
down,
Like
Kiko,
that's
for 2
literally not what it
seconds.
is.
Oh my god.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cuck comes from the cuckoo bird. It's the idea.
Okay.
This is the idea.
What the fuck?
Really? I didn't even know that.
Man, you would know a lot more if you talked a lot less. But anyway,
talk
the
more
point
than me.
the
That's
point
why we
is
disagree.
Way more than
Like,
the point
don't talk to
anyway
people that
anyway
way.
the point is it comes from the cuckoo. The idea here is that the bird would lay eggs in the nest of another bird, and then that bird would unknowingly raise its offspring. That was the
Okay.
idea. The
does that
reason
have to do
I'm
with what I
trying
want?
to explain, you have to not talk, right?
Explain
or else
faster.
I can't explain it to you.
Scoot over a little bit.
So just okay. Well, here I'll do the Destiny meth draw thing. So here's exactly what happened. I'm going to give you the exact meth draw. Blah, 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 blah. So here's the thing.
I was following.
What happens is
How do
because
you
in the
feel about this?
because in the 16th century they redefined the definition. So now we know what a cuck is. It's based on an English definition, and it has to do with paternity.
Enough draw.
And it's
Enough draw.
okay.
I
Does
actually
that make you feel
got
better?
that.
What is that?
I
Like, what do
actually
you want me to
understood
s-
that a lot better.
Same. And it saves time.
You're
you know?
speaking my language
Yeah.
right there.
This
Make
panel
it
is off the rails.
what
Off the
what am I
rails.
after
It's the
then? I
final.
don't-
It's the finale.
You're okay.
In regards
It's
to that context.
Do you date black men?
I'm out here in Miami.
Do I date black men?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking?
What?
I am open to it, but
date
I have not.
African American.
No, he is not.
What the
you
fuck,
date
Brian? What's going on here?
Would you date the security guard?
Yes.
Whoa, Desmond.
Desmond.
Hey, Desmond. Yo,
Shit.
You could be guy number 63, bro.
oh.
We didn't even ask the body count question.
Yeah.